So I'm just here driving the new Mercedes EQC. Of course it's a fully electric car which is based on the GLC platform. It's actually huge. I feel like I'm sitting really high up in this car, but it's fully electric, so it's got a battery in it which makes this car weigh 3 tonne, which is really heavy of course, but honestly it doesn't feel like it, and it is the quietest car I've ever had in my life. Hello and welcome to Dylan's Car Reviews. Today I've got this brand new Mercedes EQC behind me, which is a fully electric SUV from Mercedes Benz, and it's actually a very interesting car. It's definitely not what I was expecting, so let's just jump straight to it and have a look at this. Let's start off with something really fun though. How quick do you think this car can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour? Let's find out. That was surprising actually. This car, because it's fully electric, it has a massive battery underneath it, which makes it weigh 3 tonne, which is like double what the normal GLC is. So it's a heavy car. It's got a 300 kilowatt battery. That does kind of work out to 408 brake horsepower, and it can do that 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. Because it's electric, it's like instant power, so as soon as you put the foot down, the car's going already. You can feel it squatting down at the back, the tyres are gripping into the road, and it's just off. It's just instant power, and it just shocks you a little bit. It throws your head back into the car. But wow, that was exciting. So if I just walk around the car a little bit, of course it is full electric, so at the front it does kind of look like an electric car, you know, they've got their own kind of style. Got this big plastic bit in here, but actually there is little slits on here that are real, that you can get your fingers through. You do have this beautiful LED light beam that goes right across the front and the rear of the car as well, and of course your LED matrix headlights, which actually have quite a range of movement there, and they're packed with safety features as well, such as they can dim some of the LEDs in them if there's a car coming towards you, so you're not blinding the driver. Of course you can see here as well, we do have the EQC logo proudly displayed on the side, and these gorgeous big alloys here. Look at that. How often do you see alloys that look this good on an electric car? I'd say never. Please excuse the dirt, I did actually have this washed, but winter's day means that everything gets dirty very quickly. Of course this one here too does have the tinted windows all round, and I think that's actually a limo tint. They're very dark. That beam just across the back there, like I said earlier. EQC 400, so it's the 3 kilowatt battery producing around 408 brake horsepower, and of course it's 4MATIC as well. Quickly fly over the boot space because I know not everyone's interested in this, but it is actually quite big. It's massive. You've got plenty of storage room in there, and in this model here it's got the gesture control. You can swipe your foot under it, and of course your power tailgate, so it's very easy to just push the button and it will close itself over for you. So the first thing you'll notice about this EQC is it is fully electric, so if I just pause for a second, you'll hear the noise of the battery. I know, I can't hear it either. This car is so quiet, it is unbelievable. It's nice, it's refreshing. I've been driving around without the radio on for most of the time because I'm just enjoying the peace and quiet. Now, one of the biggest differences that you'll spot inside this EQC is you do have the digital display right across there, which is a big jump up from the previous GLC, which this is based on. So you've got your digital dash behind the steering wheel there, and of course you've got your infotainment system, which is all touch control. You've got all your usual stuff in here, like your Bluetooth connectivity, radio, but one of my favourite features in this is that you can actually go into this comfort setting here, and depending on your mood or how you're feeling, you can set this to, I think it's around 10-minute program, where the ambient lighting changes, the temperature controls and the fan speed all changes, and it plays certain ambient music as well. Now of course, one thing that you do get when you're driving a fully electric car is a little bit of range anxiety. You're always a little bit cautious of your driving style because you're always watching the battery level. And something that I have noticed driving this car today is I don't know how practical it would be in the winter time. As soon as you go to use any climate controls, just look at what happens to the battery life. And this EQC is very conveniently displayed right in front of you on the digital dash here. And you can see just now it's showing that I've got about 130 miles left. So I'll turn the fans up just to level 1. Look at that, how that just dropped there. And as soon as you switch them back off, the range jumps up. Now that's quite a big difference there. Imagine if you're getting up in the morning, leaving the house and going to work, then if it's a cold morning like today, you would have to start the car up, put the heated windows on, probably your heated seats heating up full. How much of your battery is that going to use up before you've even left the house? However, I must say that even driving this, at first when the range kept going down and down and down, I thought, oh dear, this isn't going to last very long. But when I noticed that you can turn the climate control off and the battery went back up again, it's maybe not terrible. So if you've seen a couple of my videos, you'll know that I like to kind of summarise the car when I'm back in my own, just to kind of get a comparison between the different cars, because they're both Mercedes. And one thing I noticed straight away coming from the EQC back into this C-Class is how high up the EQC was. And I did say that I felt like I was driving a tank at the beginning. It felt quite high up, and I've drove kind of 4x4 cars before, but that one, you just felt huge. And I do miss that. The difference, it was like I fell into the seat getting back in here. So it's going to take a bit of getting used to that again. Of course as well, the interior, I much prefer the interior now on the new Mercedes EQC. The technology and the new M-Box system in there, and it's got your comfort settings as well, which I just found really, really cool. Mine just seems quite boring now, and there's not really much to it. You've got like, not your basics, obviously you've got your sat-nav, you've got Bluetooth and stuff like that, but they just now seem like basics in a car. And it's really lacking a lot of stuff that you get in newer cars. So would I consider changing this to an EQC? Maybe not yet. For me, the changing up to a kind of full electric car, especially there with the range on that car, when you put the climate controls on and all of a sudden the battery dropped about 20 odd miles. Living in Scotland, that's not really sustainable for me. So that, I think I would constantly be panicking about that. But if you don't do a lot of miles and you've got a good setup at home where you can get a charge point, etc., then it's a brilliant idea. I mean, it'll probably save you so much money. And in terms of the electricity, you can get day and night tariffs now where it's so much cheaper at night, so you can just charge a car overnight and it won't really cost you much. Definitely going to be a lot less than what you would pay in the equivalent for fuel at the moment. So I think definitely electric cars are the way to go. For me, it's just not there quite yet. But let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe you've already got an electric car and you're looking for a new one, or you're considering getting an electric car for the first time. Let me know down below, and let me know your thoughts and if you've got any worries as well, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks.